Okay, Akira, what are you whining about? I'm not the one that sold you that Bluegreen timeshare when you were in Branson, Missouri, having a good time at the Dollywood convention. He said, well, that Tom Delgado guy, he sold me a real bill of goods. He said once I could use this wherever I wanted to, and that it would be a good idea to purchase 2 weeks a year at 30,000 damn Bluegreen points. And I thought I was gonna go to, Napa Valley and have a good time, get some dog treats and whatnot in the Bay Area. But the damn recession, I can't afford dog food now, so I have to cut back my treats so I can go on vacation. So I'm looking for Tom Delgado so I can whoop his ass. I know, Keek, sometimes you buy those timeshares and you can't use them. So what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna try to rent it out on eBay or make some money back so I can buy some more treats. Okay, all right, sounds good. Good plan. I know, Akira, it's tough business when you buy a timeshare program and then something happens and you can't use it and you don't know what the hell to do. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm gonna do a video on renting out your timeshare points. I'm gonna use Bluegreen as an example because I was asked to make one and they pretty much all work the same. But for the most part, I'm gonna use Bluegreen as an example, but substitute in Wyndham, Diamond, maybe not Hilton, but most of them, they all work the same. Okay, so you got the timeshare, you bought however many points, so 10, 20,000, 30,000 Bluegreen points, Wyndham's in hundreds of thousands. They all work the same, right? You're allowed to use them. You can rent them, will it, sell it, trade it, use it, trade it, sell it, rent it, whatever the spill is, right? You can do it. You can use it however you want, for the most part. Now you can't rent out RCI points or interval points, or you can, obviously you can do anything, but you're not specifically supposed to. But if they're the ones you own, those ones you have permission that you can rent out because they're attached to real estate, so you get a lot of the same benefits of the real estate. This dog's killing me. So all right, so you have, say, 10, 20, so we'll use Bluegreen. Say you own 20,000 points, which is about a regular program at the Las Vegas Bluegreen, what was it called, Club 36 or whatever. So you own 20,000 points. It doesn't really matter where you own at. So when you own points, obviously you can access any of the resorts in their system, right? Yeah, I go through the secret entrance here. It's a nice day in Nashville here. So you can use any of the resorts in their system. So you can, basically you have access to all of their properties. So if you only own like 20,000 points, or you only own enough which would be considered for like a week or two, then you're going to want to just put, and you're going to want to do it on your own. Obviously I own a points rental company. We will do this for you. You probably, break even on the maintenance fees, maybe even be up a little bit. It depends on where how your fees shake out. They're all a little bit different, but anyways, so we can do this whole process for you, or you can do it for yourself. Like anything, painting a house, painting your fence, building something, mowing the lawn. It's always cheaper if you do it. But is it worth the time sometimes? Since I'm trying to do some painting, and it's quite the pain in the butt, because the taping's the key, and that's the hard part. Anyways, so okay, so you got these points, you want to rent them out, so you only have a week or two of time, 20,000 points. So your best strategy is always to pre-book the reservations. So if you want to get the most money at the most time, you take your points, or just pick like your favorite resorts, or look through their resorts and see which ones are the best. So like probably like for Bluegreen, it'd be like Big Cedar in Branson, Missouri, or maybe that Pigeon Forge, Tennessee one. Just pick one of them, or two if you want, but I would just pick one. And then depends on when you're watching this video. So most of those resorts like Bluegreen and Wyndham and Worldmark, like the good times of the year, you have to book out usually like 10 to 13 months in advance. Now, oh shoot, I should have looked up the booking rules for Bluegreen before I did this video. So which first thing you need to know is, but I'm creating an app. Actually, I have an app in the Timeshare Simplified in the App Store, which goes over you know, you can submit your points to us and we'll tell you how much we can rent your points for. No cost to you, no money up front. We only pay you up front, so you can get that right now. But we're also going to add to it. We're rebuilding it, and you're gonna be able to put like your anniversary dates and, you know, things to remember. Like you could save your points by this date, send them to RCI by this date, etc. But anyways, so know how far in advance you can book, because like a lot of these companies have different rules. Like, oh, you can only book more than 10 months if it's a week. You can only book less than a week if it's within 8 months. You know, so know those rules first, and then know how many points you have to book. So say you're gonna book Branson, Missouri with your 20,000 Bluegreen points. Well, Branson might only be like 12,000 points, so you might be able to get 2 reservations out of it. But one you might only be able to get for a week, one you might be able to get for 5 days. So if it's a week you're gonna book there, then book it out as early as possible, and always book it out for prime times. Prime times are basically anytime kids are out of school, because that's when most timeshare owners, I think it's like 60% have kids. So those are usually the busiest times. Plus it's only like 15% of the inventory is summers and holidays, or 20 something percent, sorry. So anytime the kids are out of school is the best time. Holidays, even better. So ideally, if we're gonna rent out Branson, Missouri, you'd want to rent out like 4th of July, right? So let's say they let you book 12 months out. I mean, I work there, I should remember how far in advance you could book that, but it's too much drugs and alcohol when you're young. Affects the brain cells. Anyway, so book it. So today's like March 2023. So if I owned 20,000 points with Bluegreen, don't step on that dog. That's hot. Looks like hot tar. She just stepped in hot tar. Okay, I'm sure she's fine. Sorry, I have to she keeps tangling me up. You okay? You okay? Akira, you okay? I think the dog just burnt her paws off. I'm the horrible dog parent ever. Okay. You're good. Walk it off. Walk it off. Let's get in the grass. Get in the grass. Shoot. I don't think it was that wet. I think it was just kind of newer. Anyways, okay, so book July 2024 this year, July 2023, or whatever if you're watching this 5 years from now, it obviously always works the same. So book July of the previous year for the next year, because that's really the only way you're going to get that reservation. Okay. So, and then let's say you're watching this as Christmas time, then book one of their ski resorts. So say Lake Tahoe, or I don't think Bluegreen had anything in Tahoe. They have well, they had that partnership with Shell, so there's one up there. We'll pick one of the ski resort areas, like they have one in Michigan. Book that one for the next ski season. Ski resorts rent out really good. So whenever it is, just book the time a year out, because if you want to get Christmas, you definitely got to book it a year to the day to get that, or whatever. And then Christmas, New Year's, things like that are, basically guaranteed rentals, as much as they can be. Okay, now, all right, now where do you go to? So once you have that, and then say you had 20,000 points and the week you booked was 12,000 points for the ski week, then you got 8,000 points left, but that'll only get you 5 nights left. I'll say they only let you book less than a week, 10 months or less. Then you got to put another note in your phone at the 10-month mark to, okay, come on, DOG. You got to put another, oh, is she being so stubborn today? Akira, you wanted to come. Okay, so put a note 10 months, and then, book 4 or 5 nights for the same time during that. You know what I mean? Or book a different resort if you want to. It just depends on how complicated you want to get. And that's why a lot of people just turn their points over to us, because you're not going to get rich anyways renting it out. You will get more money probably if you get it rented, but it's not quite as easy as you think. Trust me, because I tried for years. It took me like 10 years to figure this out. So there's a lot of little nuances to it too, because even if you do use Airbnb or VRBO or whatever, Well, you know, people will just scam you. People like always think everybody else is the scammer, but you know, like people will rent the room from you and then call their credit card and charge back, and then Airbnb will let them out for extenuating circumstances. So say it's 2 days before check-in and they're like, oh my, whatever, I got sick, and the Airbnb will, even if you have a cancellation policy where you can't cancel like that, they will override your cancellation policy. They don't care if you have to pay for that inventory or have to use it anyways. So there's little things like that to worry about. With Red Week, it might be a little easier. So I'm going to give you a few options on what you could do. Because Red Week's a great place too, but the thing with Red Week is you got to remember, only like timeshare owners go there. So, and most of us timeshare owners are cheap. You know, that's why you spend, you know, a quarter of your vacation on a timeshare presentation to get a $100 gift card, you know, because you're always looking for a deal. And my wife's like, you're the cheapest person alive. I'm like, it's called being frugal. Anyways, so okay. So Red Week, you get a lot of other timeshare owners, so they'll try to negotiate you down. Oh, you have it for $2,700, I'll give you $2,300. Stuff like that. And not all the time, but I guess he's taking a rest. All right, sounds good. So not all the time, but they will do it. So they'll try to, you know, negotiate you down. So Red Week's one place. It's usually like, I don't know, $25 to $50 to place your ad. They do have a full service option now, which I think they stole from me like 13 years ago, because I called them to ask them if I could partner with them and I would do that for them, and then they ended up doing it on their own. But anyways, for $150, they'll like help handle the inquiries and stuff for you. Okay, so you can do that. And then just like a lot of people don't want 7 nights. A lot of people want like 5 nights or 6 nights. And so you lose 1 or 2 nights, and then yada yada, you're back down to what I would have just paid you per point. Anyways, and you wouldn't have to mess with anything or hassle with anything. You just sign a contract, we put you in rotation, and then we send you out a check and we do everything for you. But anyways, if you're gonna do it yourself, go to Red Week. You fill out, you know, post an ad, get a membership. Akira, come. Try to get a little exercise. You're like the laziest dog ever. Akitas are not known for their walking ability. So you go to Red Week, put an ad up, $25, then list it, and they have all the resorts in there. So you just go to the area, follow the instructions, just like setting up a classified ad. So there's one option. And then just put a note in your phone, you know, like, I'm sorry, I really wish I would have looked up the cancellation policy. I want to say it's like 60 days before there's any penalty on your points of any kind. So put in a note in your phone or Palm Pilot or whatever you use, calendar, 61 days before check-in to cancel that reservation. So if it hasn't rented, you can always just cancel the reservation, put the points back, then call us and we'll rent them for you. Or you can, you know, pick another place to rent it out, or do something else with them, or use them, or turn them in for something else, you know. So you have options. So, but just don't forget to cancel it, because then you'll get stuck with it and then you won't get to do anything with them if it's, you know, past the time. So now you're just gonna sit there. So what is this dog's deal? Okay, so all right, now your other option is you can use the bigger platforms like Airbnb or VRBO, or just make sure never pay those companies that call you and say, hey, you know, pay us $500 to $1,000, and we have like corporations that use these condos for conferences and whatnot, but we need you. They'll pay like $4,000 for the week, but you know, we just need like $300, $500, $700, you know, $2,000 from you. I've had people pay crazy amount of money. Never pay anybody up front to sell or rent your timeshare. That's just like the first rule, unless it's like a nominal fee like Red Week, $25, or the timeshare users group, which is like $15 a year. I think they do charge for ads too, maybe. It's like 15, 20 bucks. But oh, you could list it on the timeshare users group as well. But then again, those are all timeshare owners as well, so they're looking for good deals, like super cheap. And and then you're going to be competing with, if you were to book it. So what, you just want to sit in front of this random firehouse here? That's your big plan? Oh my God. Next time I'm getting goldfish instead of children and dogs. I guess it wouldn't be as exciting. Okay, so place it on the timeshare users group. Okay, now you can go to Airbnb. You just walk through it step by step. You know, you can just Google the resort name, go to images, take the pictures off of there. I'm no lawyer. I don't know about copyright laws and stuff, but there's also pictures that people take on their own that are just on the internet. You can use those. You know, just kind of make your own description, or just kind of use ChatGPT, write your own descriptions, I guess. It'll pull it up in like 3 seconds. Or, you know, just get it from the resort's information, or however you want to do it. But you can set up an Airbnb ad. Now, a couple things like that, when you put it in there, you got to be mindful of your cancellation policy. You got to be mindful of your minimum number of days. Because if you put an ad up for a week, but you only put minimum nights 1, and you put it on Instant Book, then somebody will like book 1 night of your week-long reservation, and the other 6, what are you gonna do? Yeah, either have to eat them or cancel that person. And if you cancel a reservation on Airbnb, then there's like a $50 fee. Here, come on. You can go at least a mile, dude. We do this all the time. So you put it on Airbnb, VRBO, same thing. And then with the Airbnb cancellation policies, you'll want to have like a strict policy, because in our experience, about 20% of reservations cancel. It's a rough number, but somewhere around there. So, you know, things always happen. You know, dog gets sick. You know, how plans change. People can't come. People get sick. People die. You know, weird. We're seeing a lot of that lately in the last 2 years, as a reason for canceling. So, what things happen? So be careful of your cancellation policy, especially with developers that don't let you book down. Now, Marriott's great because you can cancel like down to the day before, and they just go into a holding account. What do you want? Water? I think she wants water. Okay. So you gotta, so it just depends on your developer. Bluegreen, you can cancel down to early, but they do put some restrictions on the points, or limit what you can do with the points if it's canceled in a certain time frame. My mascot dog is becoming more difficult in her old age. So, okay, so put on there, VRBO works the same. You can do it on a commission model, 10%. But then you need some way to collect the credit card if you're gonna be on VRBO. So you'll need to like set up a Stripe account or do something to process the credit card. And then you'll have to remember, when you do your pricing, you're gonna have to pay VRBO 10%. Excuse me, plus you'll have to pay credit card processing, so call that 4%. So remember, 15% of your price, you gotta add to that, or add taxes and charges to above what you want per night. So you have to add that onto there. Then you have to add the city tax, and then depending upon what city you rent it out in, you're supposed to pay them a tax, and then you got to set up a business license with them, or occupancy tax thing, which we have to do in all these different cities, which is super fun, especially when your bookkeeper did the wrong thing and paid the wrong amount, and now they want tons of money. So it's not her fault, it's my fault for not double checking. Anyways, so you have to keep those things in mind with the, now obviously you don't have to pay them. It's up to you. You're supposed to, but, and then you can rent out up to 2 weeks tax-free. Consult your tax guy. I have 2 credits in junior college, or actually I think 6, but 3 were for football. So So I'm not an accountant, but this is what we've read and all the books, and so far so good. 14 days tax-free of your second home you can rent out. So there's that part. There's putting it on. Now you could do this too. You could just list one of the resorts on Airbnb and just don't do instant booking, and then people can just request the unit from you. But I'll guarantee you're gonna spend a lot of time doing that, because they're all gonna want the best dates, the holidays, the sold out times of the year, the special events, and you're gonna have to keep going online to the Bluegreen website, because that's how I started at first, but it's extremely difficult, and people get extremely upset if you don't have what they want available. And you'd think people traveling would be a lot nicer, but no, they're actually kind of mean. Having man purse difficulties here. So see, Carrie, when you're trying to drink water, it's not working for me. I'll just leave it kind of hanging out. So put it into Airbnb or VRBO. Just be mindful of those things. When you got, what I was gonna say is you can just like list one of the properties. Just don't put it on instant book, and then you just have to check whenever somebody. Wait, you want to go back? Seriously? Okay. Trying to get in 5 miles a day, but the dog doesn't want to. Listen's about as good as the wife. She put the resort on there. So say you list Branson, Missouri, and then people go, oh, and you just leave the calendars open, like it's always available. And then people will be like, oh, hey, Jim, I want, November 22nd through the 27th. And then you log into your Bluegreen account, see if those dates are available. And if they are, you can say, okay, yeah. And then you send them, you can like accept their offer. But then, you still got to be mindful, even if you book it that way. And then the nice part of that is Airbnb like collects all the money and does that for you. And then you get paid the day after they check in, and all they take is the 3% to process the credit card. I wonder how much money they make holding all that money just in interest. It's like they owe me like $250,000. Anyways, so you can leave it open like that and just try to rent out your points that way. You can do that. So let me see if I covered everything. So the best one is to book primetime, holiday, or major event a year ahead of time, or to the date, the soonest possible date ahead of time, if you're, depending upon when you decide to do. But the thing I would recommend is just figure out one and do the same thing every year, because a lot of times you'll get the same people that'll come back to you. You'll already have it in your schedule, you already know what to do. And then once you try this a little bit and you realize it's not quite as easy as you would think, you just call us, go to timesharesimplified.com, or download our app Timeshare Simplified from the App Store and put in how many points you have. It'll give you an instant quote on how much you would receive for it. There's no cost to you. We'll log in, make all the reservations on your behalf. We use Keeper Security to keep your account secure and safe. You maintain all the control. We take all the risk because the reservations are in your account and you're already paid ahead of time. So we can do it for you. So you just know you have that to fall back on. And then if you want to be the do-it-yourselfer, those will be my suggestions. Book a primetime week as early as possible, whether it's a whole week. We don't find, like, our average transactions not very big, probably less than 3 nights. So it's way more popular than booking a whole week. But if you go on the timeshare sites like Red Week, the timeshare users group, you can even post it on Facebook Marketplace. So you're like, oh, I have, so post it in the Branson Marketplace. Hey, I have Branson, Big Cedar, November 22nd through the 29th, Thanksgiving week, $2,200. And then either set up a Stripe account or set up a PayPal account, because if you have a PayPal account, you can request money from people, and you can request it, and then people can pay you with any credit card. So you have that option as well. So make sure you have a PayPal account or a Stripe account, and you can do it that way on the Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Put it on Craigslist for free. That's how we started originally. You know, we originally started when Airbnb first came out. You could put it up on Airbnb and it would post it automatically to Craigslist for you, because we used to have to update Craigslist like every other day. But I digress, I'm old. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. Anyway, so put it on there, get an account, set up a PayPal or Stripe, list the good reservations. You can list them, you could list it in multiple places. You could put it on Red Week, the Timeshare Users Group, Facebook Marketplace, and where else did I say? Wherever else I say. You could do that on those different places, where you put it on the big ones, Airbnb and VRBO. But like I said, you got to be prepared for the cancellation policies, things like that. Be mindful of that. And then when all else fails, call Big Daddy. I'm just joking. Call me and Akira, because Akira, she'll do it all for you. Don't worry about it. We got a team. We got 19 employees, 18, maybe 18. Super sweet people. They'll take care of you, walk you through step by step what to do. You can get my book Timeshare Tips and Tricks on Amazon. It goes over a lot of these things step by step. You can submit your number of points on our app, Timeshare Simplified, on the App Store, or you can email support@timesharesimplified.com, or you can go to our website, timesharesimplified.com. We should have all the links in the description. You can go there. We can tell you how much we can pay for your points. No money to you, no cost to you. We pay you. I think that's about it. All right, this is a long video, sorry. But Akira, the timeshare dog, and I are out. Hopefully she didn't get 3 degrees scalding burns on her feet, because my wife's gonna kill me. All right, peace out. Love you guys. All right, take care.